How's it going? Today I've decided that I'm going to go outside and try to get this vehicle working behind me. It's a 2015 Suburban that normally is my everyday transportation, but suddenly, luckily enough yesterday, decided to stop working. And since I'm 120 days into my unemployment, with no one yet to contact me, why not take some time and see what we can do to get it started. I have a sense as what's wrong, but maybe let's start from the beginning. So possibly you can get a little bit of information and some entertainment too. So I'm going to take you inside and hopefully try to see what happens when we try to start this thing. So now we're inside the car here, and I got my trusty key fob, which was mangled in a snowblower accident. Actually, it wasn't much of an accident. I dropped the keys in the snow and ran over the snow, hence it being stuck in the snowblower. Still works though. Alright, put that in the center, hit the old starter button, and we're off. Nothing. Probably looking at something having to do with the battery. So, why don't we just get under the hood and see what we can find here. Alright, so now we're outside and let's get under this hood. Just a little bit right there. Kinda. And all this opens up somehow. So, oh! Alright. Here we are looking at an all aluminum 5.3 liter V8. 350 horsepower. Really nice engine. And right here is what we're looking at as far as the battery. So what do we want to do here? Maybe looking at popping off some of these connections, getting it over and under this bar right here, getting a new one, popping it in, and see what happens. So before we start, just a couple of universal truths you want to talk about here. Is that firstly, cars have been designed is better than ever these days. So a lot of fancy electricals, a lot of fancy features and things that a lot of people are intimidated of. But with something like this, you got to think to yourself, is it worth my time? So as far as myself, whose time is not offered for any money in any other way, anytime I can save a buck, I'm going to do it. So getting the battery is probably going to set me back $200 and maybe an hour or so. So as far as I'm concerned, it's worth it. Now, if you're out there making a couple $100 an hour, maybe taking an hour in 30-degree cold in the middle of your driveway on a weekday afternoon is not the best use of your time. But I think I'm going to give it a shot. So, what do we want to do here? This brace over here has a couple of different points we want to look at. 1, 2, and then if you sneak on down here, right at the base there, 3. Those are going to be our 3 points where we're going to look to take this off here. Then we're going to look at taking each of the terminals and then pulling the battery right out and then getting started. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So let's go ahead and do that. So first I tried my fingers, then I tried my teeth, and then found that I couldn't take the bolts off very well. So decided to come into my garage here, see if we can find a couple of tools. Now, I just cleaned this garage, so it is looking good and things are looking really, really organized. I figure we're going to take a couple of tools with me. Hopefully, one of them or 2 of them are going to be the ones we need. Won't have to come back in here 5 or 6 more times, using up another hour, and then get that thing out. Yep, we'll be doing a video on that thing soon enough. Oh, hornet's nest. That's good. You know, I've got to tell you, why don't batteries ever discharge on 75-degree days? It's just one of the universal truths about batteries and cars. Always the coldest day that this sort of stuff happens, right? Always handy to have a little jar to put your nuts and bolts in, or at least designate a spot that you know you're going to find them later. The last thing you want is have them rattling around your radiator support or inside the manifold there, or a cross member, or any of those locations. Can't say that's ever happened to me though. Check that. Won't say that's ever happened. So this is definitely one thing that I've never seen before. There's a clip here that holds a little junction block right there. And then the battery cable connects from that junction block. So it's clipped on. You just gotta jiggle that clip a little bit and then you can get that piece right off. There we go. Alright, got a couple of little clips over there which we'll try to keep in place for now. If we need to remove them, we will. Another one there. Put that over. So our battery is disconnected. Just like that. Now it's a matter of getting it out. So, let's move the cables out of the way. And you see this little reservoir tank right there? So, let's see what we can do to maybe get this out of the way without moving the tank. So the first thing I want to do, take this little bad boy off right here. I think this is time to put this back on. What do we need? Could use a screwdriver for that. You want to be as careful as possible, so this way you can just reuse the clip when you're done. No need to replace any of that. Alright, that's out of the way just well enough. So, alright, got a little handle right there. And let's see about getting this thing out, huh? looks like she's in there pretty well. So I suppose that little clip holding the battery down right there is probably going to need to come off too. And if this is designed well enough, the same socket I use for the other 3 bolts, yep, perfect. Okay. Right, there's nothing like December in the Northeast to be under a car. Really just gets the senses going, improves your outlook on life, creates so much joy for you in the world. Joy to the world. Alright, we got motion. So, let's go here, there. So I mentioned this was a 2015 vehicle, and I'm pretty certain that this might be the original battery because it's been 7 years and it's dead. It's an AC Delco. Let's see if there's anything that we can find here. Help us out. Okay. 19626. That might tell us something, as that may mean that this is not original. This could have been changed in 2019. My guess is that 0626 is June of 26 of 2019. Alright, so maybe this might be the second battery you're seeing. So just to take a closer look here, to be able to see, well, we'll take a battery out, Suburban, what it looks like. So again, here's the junction block right here. It's just one piece that has the battery cable connected to it, which is underneath this little clip right there. That's its little home. There's a little battery tray with a couple of leaves, and I'll tell you, this makes me wonder, would it have killed you to finish the paint job inside? I mean, really. Boy, it does sure look clean down there. I'm sure there's a couple of leaves and mice living down there and things like that, but pretty straightforward. So, let's go get ourselves a battery. So we're back. Went on a trip to the Napster and got ourselves a brand new battery. Now, a couple of things to consider here is when you're going to shopping for a battery, just take your old one out and compare it to the one that you want to get. If it looks the same, sounds the same, smells the same, then it's the same. Wanted to get one with as many cold Cracker Jacks as possible. And over here, 790 cold Cracker Jacks at 0 degrees F, which is about the temperature right about now. That's what we want. I'm going to put one in with more Cracker Jacks than it had. A little 1122, which probably is the born on date, so that's good. Something new. And we got these little handle here and a couple of notches just like the old one had. It was the same size, so looks good to me. So how about we go and try to get this in and try to fire this thing up. Maybe wondering why I just don't move this. Well, we were able to get it out without moving it, so we're getting her back in without moving it. See that? Let's do everything you did, but in reverse. Just don't forget to remember. You know, in my experience, I've found that over time, these tend to corrode a little bit right into the screw hole. So what I'm going to go do is get a little bit of anti-seize on there just to make sure that we prevent that type of corrosion. So in 4 years from now, when I go to change this battery again, that maybe I won't have to worry about stripping or breaking a bolt. So just focus in closely there, a nice little gob of that anti-seize lubricant. It'll do the trick right there. Make sure she's in there securely. Let's bolt her up. Good. Just clip right back here too. Perfect. Nope, never ever happened to me that I've ever lost any type of tool in the body or the chassis of the car. Now, sure you're good and tight on this. Don't strip it. Good and tight. Because what'll end up happening is that maybe sometimes these things tend to corrode, and if they're a little bit loose, you may find that you won't have a good connection. Without a good connection, you won't be able to operate your car. Right. This guy is good, good, good. Let's put our mount back on. So, let's try this here. There. Looks like I need to go under. Easy, easy. Gently, gently. Okay, good. general rule of thumb, when you're bolting anything together that usually goes in some kind of a sequence, do not tighten everything up straight away. Tighten them finger tight, so this way it gives you a little bit of leeway to adjust as needed to be able to line up the holes. I'm going to suspect that this probably went here at some point. The last time the battery was changed and nobody bothered to put it back. So you will go home in your rightful place, my friend. Yep, there you are. There you go. Perfect. Good enough. That's fine. All right. Looks like our battery's installed. I'll give you a little shot at this here. Pretty straightforward. Yeah? Battery's a battery. There you go. All installed properly. Let's see if she'll fire up. Let's get in here. Key fob. We got lights there, which we didn't have before, which is a big plus. Okay. We shall take that. Open, then close the driver window. Okay. I know the hood's open. Did that. Got juice. I'm going to dismiss that here. Alright. Alright, my express down works. Good. I wonder what that was about. If you could tell me why that prompt comes up, I'd really love to know why. Anytime you replace a battery, just let the car run for about 5 minutes or so. Let the computer understand what it needs to do once again and get a good sense as to where everything needs to be. Just for the good old general health of the engine. So here's a lesson, really. 2015 Suburban battery replacement. Pretty straightforward. No reason why you can't do it on your own. We all know how expensive these vehicles are. Maybe don't want to fiddle with them too much. But I tell you, all in, probably about an hour's worth of work. If you can get by with an hour's worth of work, not having to go to the dealership or any other place that replaces batteries, and you can do it on your own and save a bit of money at the same time, I say do it. So, here's to doing it. See you next time.